All right, everybody, we are here with a losers bracket qualification match to find out one of the last players making it into the last chance tournament for the DreamHack Masters this year. Down in the bottom right, it is Dong-Ray-Gu, famed Zerg of old, up against the cheesy Mexican Terran. I say cheesy, normally a big macro player, but he's definitely mixed it in some cheeky plays recently. This is special. It's gone, of course, for the double proxy barracks, and it's only now about to be scouted as his Marines are about to pop already. Having committed to a hatch gas pool, the Overlord goes to take shelter on the high ground. The Marine's not going to bother shooting it because he knows it'll get away in time. And the SCV is going to go up. He's going to try and start a bunker. 3 drones, 5 drones, 6 drones already being pulled down here. You're going to notice they're already put on his secondary army group. DRG there, perfect control, pulling back a weak drone. He's got to pull back that one as well. Cancels the bunker, but ooh, that drone does go down. So nice start here for Special. Now that Overlord kind of disrupting it. If Special A moves, his units waste time shooting the Overlord. Does get another drone. Make it 2, make it 3, make it 4. Oh man, this is bad for DRG. Still 2 SCVs alive. Bunker. If that bunker gets up, he's in huge trouble. There's 6 Zerglings out right now, but he's already down to just 16 drones. And I don't, yeah, he's gonna have to pull everything to stop the bunker getting up. And Special wisely backs off from the bunker. He just says, no, that's fine. Cancel. Oh, he doesn't get the cancel. Special missing the cancel, but he can start a command center on the low ground. He's already building Reapers behind this, which means the slow Zerglings will not be able to overrun and counterattack. The Reaper mobility is going to be there. We've got the command center down there in the natural, just starting up. A couple more barracks on the way as well. This. What? 4 racks? Well, he's not going to go home and build more Reapers, is he? 5 racks? He need to take another gas. I think he's just playing 5 racks pure bio. I think he's going to go Mass Marine Marauder. So Mass Marine to start. Then it'll be... And it's just going to be no medevacs for a long time. This is a super cool style, guys. It's only 1 gas, though. He definitely needs a second gas. I think he's gone 5 barracks a little too early. I told you guys, Special's filled with memes lately, guys. Don't let your memes be dreams. He's like, yeah, I landed 2 barracks. We're building a tech lab, a reactor. Taking a second gas now because he knows he'll need it for stim, for shields, for extra reactors and tech labs. 2 tech labs already. So yeah, he's going to go Marauder heavy. 2 tech labs, 3 reactors is what I would expect from him. And like I said, he's going to be very careful with stim because it's going to be about numbers. Quantity over quality. So he's actually just going for the numbers, right? 3 Marines already building. He's actually not building add-ons on those last 2, just Marine production for now. Main base saturated, natural, morphing into an orbital. Third base has just started for Dong-Ray-Gu. Dong-Ray-Gu up 5 workers right now. He has managed to saturate both mineral lines and no doubt will be putting workers onto that gas in the near future and then looking to get that 3rd mineral line up. The problem for DRG is his lack of vision. He's got 1 Overlord in the top. Unfortunately for Special, no Depot or Marine. If he had a Marine up there, and he could stop that Overlord getting in, the longer he goes without DRG realizing what's up, the better for him. Starts building a factory, so he's going to start heading towards medevacs. Reaper's still looking around. Baneling Nest on the way for DRG will potentially help him against this bio flood that's going to end up coming out. It's so surprising that he has 5 barracks, guys. This is wild. Real interesting play from Special. Builds a single engineering bay as well. Mid-game timing attacks abound. Single Marine there is going to spot this. And the Zergling sees a few more Marines. Doesn't see too much. Just saw that there was a few Marines shooting it from that high ground, and that was it. Spores on the way. Complete waste of money right now. DRG doesn't know what's happening. And he doesn't have any extra Zerglings. Guys, he's only got 11 Zerglings. Okay, he's built 4 more. He's up to 15 Lings. That's 18 Marines with stim. Shields is going to kick in 2 seconds. Oh my god. If he can lure the Lings away, he could jump on the Queens. So look at this, the Reaper's a bait. He lures the Lings out of position. The Marines stim in. He wants to kill these Queens. He gets right up on top of them, and then he starts stutter stepping away because the Lings do come in and the drones, but already 7 drones fall. He's going to go for more. Now, great, honestly, response from DRG. That could have been even worse, but 9 drones, and I think 2 Queens go down on top of the drones he killed earlier. A whole bunch of Zerglings. Special happy to get in there, do some damage, and DRG now realizing, oh shit, what a wild build this is. This is crazy. There's going to go up in the main base, 10 more drones. DRG trying to get that economy back out. He's still got creep tumors, and creep is very useful against this. I thought it was going to be a full bio style, guys. It's actually not. He's swapping back to a more standard style now. +1 weapons on the way, medevacs, tanks as well. It's a 2-base all-in, or not all-in, but like massively committed push. He could drop a 3rd CC, but I mean 5 racks on 2-base. If he doesn't skip marine production, he's not really ever going to get money to be building a 3rd command center. So for him, it feels like, I think his whole goal is the tank spot. We always talk about the tank. If you get your tanks there, the Zerg just can't break it. So by opening up with a momentum build on Curious Minds, you set yourself up for the later tank push. We've seen this kill so many people. We've seen Spirit Soul kill Raynor with it. We've seen like Maru destroy, was it Rogue with it one map? I think it was Rogue died to Maru. There's so many good games we've seen recently. They all kind of blend into one in my brain, but Marine's coming on forward. So we go for those creep tumors. Very nicely done. Oh! Ooh, bit of a misclick, doesn't he? Leaves about 5 extra Marines behind that could have been saved. It's almost pure Marines. This is a real firepower-focused army now. Kind of try to redrop there. Got to be careful. Special. Carapace is on the way. There's double Evo, but only had enough money to start one of the upgrades. DRG might not have even noticed that. DRG doesn't have a lot of vision. He doesn't really see this push coming right now. These Marines are just trying to keep DRG busy. Special should be picking those units up. He's got a lot more Marines where that came from. Look at that. He's dropping tanks out here. He's actually just going to work it from here. Ooh. Oh, and this creates such a scary area for DRG. Look at that. The creep going down. 1 tumor, barely outside of creep range. Scan range, sorry. The Marines here. His medevacs are not with his Marines. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. He's going to have to just pull them back. Gets a few of the queens. He wants to kill the hatchery. A little bit of extra damage going down unnecessarily, I think, on those Marines. I feel like he should have all 4 medevacs healing these right now. You can see these medevacs are running very dry. The queen's doing a good job of slowly wearing this down. But as the queens walk into tank range, they do start to die. Those, oh, big Ling, Baneling, backstab. These 2 Banelings, if they get hits, no, focus fire from Special is good. His tanks are still alive, and he does keep enough Marines and 1 tank alive. Another tank rallying in, a lot more Marines rallying in. It looks like he's managed to upset DRG in this first map. I say upset, I do feel it's a very even match between the two. But I mean, you look at their recent GSL results, DRG should be the favorite in those regards. But Special has been on a tear lately. His aggressive play really doing wonders for him. He can unload those Marines. And that's a cute maneuver, guys. If you ever have Banelings on top, you pick up the Marines and you unload them. So they drop out one at a time on the Banelings. The Banelings don't want to waste themselves on single Marines. Very cute play there by Special. Gets the first map. Great way to start off the series. Let's see if you can continue this pattern. It is Psystorm Special. Bottom left of Hardwire. In the top right, Stongregu. Took a bit too much damage to those early Marines, honestly. Obviously, Special does have the ping advantage. They're playing Western US server, which is going to favor Special living in Mexico over Dongregu. That being said, this is the Americas server. DRG already lost the European qualifier. He lost the Korean qualifier. And so the server advantage is there. I'm not sure what the ruling is. But, of course, I think Special prefers the central US server more than anything else. Maybe the Eastern server, pretty okay for him. But I think wherever he is, for whatever reason, his routing to the West server is not as good. No scout for Special. So he's confident he's not going to get rushed early. That he's going to be playing against something pretty standard. He's going to go straight across the map with the Reaper now. To help hedge against the danger of, well, what if he went pool first and built 6 Zerglings? We might see Special build 2 Marines before building a reactor. That's become more and more common recently. It's just a little bit safer. 2 Marines, of course, with a few SCVs being pulled, can beat 6 Zerglings, whereas 1 Marine, pretty weak. You need to pull a lot of SCVs to do it. And there we go. Special does build that 2nd Marine. Kills a little robot there that was sitting on his supply depot. And Reaper's going to come on in there. Chat was asking about that comment at the end of the last game as the 3rd command center goes down. They were saying, wait, so if I drop a Marine on a Baneling, will more than 1 Baneling die? Absolutely, it takes 2 Banelings to kill a full hit point Marine. or even usually if it's stemmed as well, once it has combat shields. Now, you've got to remember as well, dropping a Marauder is the Chad move. You drop a Marauder into a couple of Banelings that aren't being watched, it's going to take about 8 or 9 Banelings to kill that Marauder, which is incredibly cost inefficient for the Zerg. And this is kind of how splash damage works, right? I mean, Psystorm is good versus Marines. It's not good versus Marine, right? You're using a Psystorm to kill a single Marine. It's not particularly efficient. I mean, if you're in a complete stalemate and you've got all the time in the world to regenerate your energy, technically it's great. It's fine. I used energy to kill a Marine. That's awesome. But in general, splash damage not very effective versus single units, and especially if it's a suicide unit like the Baneling is. It kind of throws itself away, a kamikaze unit, I guess we could call that. It's kind of brutal. Now, Starport goes down in the back here after the second factory, guys. So Special's going mech, which is super cool. The Zergling wants the scout. DRG is very good about this. But the Hellions should obstruct that very nicely. So, very greedy 3 command center. I wonder if we see Cyclone straight away. And what do we see out of the Starport? Do we see a Raven or a Lib? Oh, he's going to go Medevac because it's Blue Flame. I think he'll go Medevac first. Or maybe Viking into Medevac? What do we got? Yeah, Viking. Okay, so he's going to try and clear up the vision. Oh, and 3 Marines there as well. Look at this. The Overlord's like, let's see what you're doing. And the 3 Marines are like, no fucking way. He sees the tech lab only now building on the barracks, which is pretty late for that. Might be a bit of a tell in of itself. Roach Warren goes down immediately. DRG with the high level read. Of course, Special is back in Mexico. Obviously, a lot of people have had to move back home from overseas due to COVID, guys. It's hard to stay overseas. There was a while Special stayed there, much longer than most players, as it has been his home for many years, but had to keep getting visa extensions like every month, and it was really stressful for him back when we were playing in World Team League and stuff like that. So it was really stressful for him, and he's back in Mexico right now. Ooh! Oh, Drilly Boy or Zergling? Drilly Boy or Zergling? Drilly Boy? Hellion comes in for the assist just before the SCV gets the kill. Viking's gonna start clearing that up now. DRG. He goes Roach and he goes double Evo, so he wants to play Mass Roach, but does that necessarily mean he's doing what we think? Not at all. Look at this, he's clearing up the Overlords so the Hellions can drop in here and kill all the drones, and then the other Hellions are going to run down the left of the map and run into the third. So these Hellions should go across the map, but Blue Flame's going to show itself, and already he's like, whoa, Blue Flame, what the hell? DRG is moving his Queens into his main. He's got a good read on what's happening, but Queens are not that fast, and there it is. 4 Hellions coming into the main. The Queens are not in position. Blue Flame is very powerful. The Hellions are darting across at the same time. He's trying to pull back. He doesn't want to throw these Hellions away. He wants to come back in with that in a little bit. Those Zerglings are going to get roasted, man. Oh, okay. Roach is coming out, though. The Hellions. Oh, Evo Chamber block. Gets a second one. Second Evo Chamber block. If he gets around the top, though, look at that. And he's, oh, the drones. They're stacked up. Stacked up, man. Oh, damn. Oh, it's getting hot in here. So take out all your drones. It is getting so hot. I want to burn your drones up. That's me song. It's definitely mine. It's a Pig original, and there is no copyright infringement. Get wrecked. You know who else is getting wrecked? DRG's drone line. The Hellbats, though, finally will be defended in the main. Probably want to just pick up 2 of those and leave. Special, of course, not looking at it right now. And he's going for a Banshee behind this. He's still got his Viking out on the map. Does end up saving 2 of those Hellbats. Hellion's pulling back there. Sees a few Roaches coming, but that's just a light pressure. DRG trying desperately to pull the attention away from himself. Infestation Pit's on the way. DRG showed us some fantastic Swarmost Nidus anti-mech play just the other day versus Gumiho. I believe it was DRG Gumiho we cast yesterday, actually, in the qualifiers, and DRG barely ended up winning that series. It was some really hard-fought and fun back-and-forth matches, but he really struggled with defending the mech harassment, and it seems like it's a similar pattern here. Those Hellbats do get cleaned up. That was, of course, the earlier drop that was very wounded. Wasn't paired up with anything else, so not the most effective. And more Hellions are going across, so he loses the gases on his third. That seems really rough until you realize, oh my god, 13 Hellions are on the warpath. Where's your Evo chambers now, mother trucker? That is a barbecue just waiting to happen. And look at that, they try to get out of there. The Hellions run on in, and oh my god, the other Hellions run off to the right. To the left, sorry. Only 6 drones. Good micro. Honestly, that could have gone a lot worse. And 6 Hellions for 6 drones is actually a good cost for cost trade for the Zerg. The problem right now for Special is that DRG has an army out. He has roaches, and all you've got is like a Banshee and some tanks. Now, I saw the big weakness in Gumiho's play is that he didn't have any Banshees building against Swarmos. And if you're playing against Swarmos, you want Banshees, because then if they need to have roaches guarding the Swarmos and they need Queens for anti-air or Corruptors, it suddenly becomes very hard for those Swarm hosts to just run up into your base, throw Locusts in your mineral line, and get on out of there. Now, the Hellion's going to try to drive past, but good creep spread, good defense. It's demanding a lot of DRG's attention, but it's getting the work done very well. These Hellion's going to dive past on that right side. Other units coming in. We'll see some come from the top as well, I believe. Queens, Roaches, looking like they're well positioned. Just 1 or 2 big volleys can make this all worth it. 4 drones, and make it 5. 1 more shot. Doesn't quite get any more. Just 5 drones for those 4 Hellions. And as I said, cost for cost, not great. It's been inefficient for special. Oh, here comes the Locusts. And, a bit of a miss micro there from DRG. Not microing those. He should have sent them into the mineral line. Now, the Hellions are going to try to clean up these Locusts a little bit. And they actually do really well. So, I was criticizing DRG's Swarm Host micro yesterday. And once again, we see some things. So when you launch those Locust guys, you need to very quickly control click them or box them and give them a move command to stop them from just automatically landing on anything nearby. And you could always do that. I can even do it with lag. I can even do it when I'm cross server. They take a moment from popping out where you can give them an order before they land. So you take that moment, you click them forward, you land them in that mineral line, and you could have killed 15 workers then, or at least forced the base to evacuate. That being said, that's a bunch of Roach Ravager, and that forces the tanks to be on the defensive, sieged up. That command center is toast. No cancel coming in. That does not get canceled. Banshees have flown across the map. So he said, look, let's not use the Banshees defensively. Let's use them to harass. And this is usually a mistake, but he's got Hyperflight Rotors, so he can get back home pretty quickly. Hellbats with Blue Flame looking good. The Roaches are going to get focus fired by the tanks. And DRG, he biles down 1 or 2 tanks. Let's take a few big shots for it, though, from those siege tanks in return. Special has a 4th up, going up into a planetary. He's got extra command centers building. It's very important he keeps those command centers growing, because DRG has that innately more flexible Zerg economy. But only 65 drones versus 80 SCVs. The numbers are looking good for Special, and man, Banshees are so good, dude. Their damage output is insane. I'd love to see him repair these up. For now, he kind of wants to just fight for map control. He's going to go try and cancel the 5th base that he assumes is out here, and he goes, wait, you don't even have a 5th? Okay, I guess I'll just go in and look for some drones in your main, your tech maybe, see what we can get. He's going to try and click on the lair potentially. There is a queen down there. He will take her out. On the other side, the Locusts getting ready to be thrown. Only 6 Swarmos out right now, though, not that many. And a nice Spore Crawler reposition. Good micro here from Special, though. He will take out that Spore, hold position, going to stop him from walking in. And the Hellbat's more than enough, I think, to guard against these Locusts. If they land on, they should really land on this right side. Oh, he unsieges every single tank to stop himself from friendly fire. Sorry, 3 tanks remain in tank mode, but 2 of those get biled. The other one cops a bile to the face. There's not enough Roach Ravager behind it, though. And guess what? Bit of damage goes up in the main. The Banshees come back. There's no anti-air here. Those Banshees really need to repair up. Wait, he's just going to shove? A very brave shove. He leaves 2 creep tumors behind, unfortunately, so Special doesn't have the best map control there right now. Hellbats, tanks, Banshees. Oh, big biles coming in on those Hellbats. Nice defensive control. This Locusts land on the tanks. He doesn't micro the Locusts. Okay, those ones I think he landed, but he could have clicked them right in the middle of the tanks. And definitely, I think a little bit of Swarm Host micro lacking from DRG, not showing the finesse that we've seen from several in the past. I know it's a very high standard, but it is something where if this is your style of anti-mech, you've got to use every Locust wave with real care and attention. The problem is that Special is just piling on the pressure, and nobody out there plays like Special. You can't get practice against him. Maybe Gumiho practice is like half decent, right? He's the one other guy that you're getting practice against mech, but it is truly unique playing against these 2 players. Well, that's opposite of unique. Well, it's almost unique. There's only 2 of them. It's close to unique. If there's more than one, it's the definition of not being unique, but you know, unique New York, she sells shit shells by the seashore. Anyways, tanks and Hellions here trying to hold their ground. It looks like maybe we get a cleanup. Yeah, nice actual engage from DRG. Does take the tanks out. The rest of the army gonna have to pull back. Specials. Supply actually looks kind of shit there. Okay, the Banshee is always the saving grace in this sort of scenarios, but he's only got 1. Oh no. Special with a big overcommitment. He popped a bit of a fatty this game and got a bit too excited. Special's gonna have to lift this base and pull it back, I think. The Banshee is still there, though. The whole time the Banshee was hitting the Ravagers, and it looks like at the end of it, just barely pushes DRG back. Now, DRG has a reinforce. He has Queens down here. That Banshee will run out of energy. There's no Overseer here, but 3 more are coming. A desperate all-in counterattack. But the thing is, now the Locusts are very strong, right? Even a small squad of Swarm Hosts, you don't have the defense here. Maybe give up this base. Maybe lift it, transfer to that right side where you've got a Planetary. This is not enough Locusts to beat a Planetary. I think it's time for Special to back out of this position. Trying to use this command center to buy a little bit of time. He's got some Hellbats in here and some Hellions. More tanks coming in. The Banshees as well. If he can get the tanks to shoot the Queens, then the Banshees can clean everything else up. I know it's a weird choice to not shoot the Roaches, but it might be the move that he has to go for here, as that Banshee's going to go down, man. He loses a Banshee there. The tanks are getting pushed back. DRG is so all in on 55 workers against an 80 SCV Terran. The mech units are good in numbers. He's trying to build Cyclones because they're a little bit more nimble as opposed to these tanks. He's got to repair up the tank, repair up the Banshee, see what he can do. He's going to try and focus the higher energy Queen. The other one gets energy. He's got to pull back and repair that. And indeed, he's going to do so. More Locusts coming on in. Once again, does not micro those, lets them just land. But it's okay. He's breaking the wall down. I do think DRG can't really bust the Planetaries on the right easily. He might be able to do it, but with the Banshees coming in, that's going to be a struggle. He's only got 3 Queens on this map. It's his only anti-air. If a third Banshee comes out, they get repaired, and they just focus on the high energy Queen, then he can just hold. Special needs to win the air war. And that Queen, she took a tank shot. She already took a tank shot. As long as he doesn't get hit by Biles, yeah, he wins this fight. Takes out 2 of the Queens. It looks like he is pushing back the ground at the same time. And finally, the Banshees, which like I said, is such a big part in dealing with Swarm Hosts, with Battle Mech, and any sort of mech style in general. He walks through the Biles! Special, I think, is a little bit excited, a little bit panicky right now. This game has gone off the rails a little. DRG's economy is shit. Special might be doubting himself, thinking there's a 5th in the top left. There's a real good economy for the Zerg. Little does he know just how bad that income has been. Look at the income. 10 minutes of almost exclusive income lead for Special. Massive income lead. He's got a fully mining base there and there. He can re-land that orbital. Hive and Hydras are on the way, so DRG is going to try to swap into like Hydras and Vipers maybe. But this is going to be really tough. Banshee getting taken out by the Hydras now. The Banshees, of course, are not going to reign supreme. The thing is, the Hydras are not as nimble. Locusts taking out the command center on the left side, though. Oh, that's huge, man. And Special, he's chasing this army. Once they get Hydras out, you need to be much more tank-focused, usually. He's already cleared up the Swarmers. Hydras are very expensive, so it's obviously it's like, oh, damn, my Banshees can't control the map as easily. You know, my Cyclones can't chase down the army as well because they've got better range than the Roaches. But you've still got extra bases. You can float out more command centers here as Special. You've got 3-2 upgrades with +3 armor on the way, so you're way ahead on the upgrades. Or at least a little ahead. There is 2-2 for the Zerg. He's going to catch those 3 Swarmos, but now he gets his army cornered. Oh, no, he's going to lose 2-3 Cyclones here. Hellion's getting caught. Not a good move. He's trapped. He's trapped out here. So he's going to grab a few Hydras, I guess. Maybe some Overseers on the way. 2 Overseers in the top left of our screen just died. A few Hydras. If you can get home and repair, that would be kind of awesome. And sometimes it feels like, oh no, I've lost all my Cyclones, like I just said. And then you're like, oh wait, they killed a ton of units and got away all on Reddit points. Pull some SCVs, repair them, continue the fight. A Raven is on the way now. There are still no spellcasters. No, there we go. The first 5 Vipers coming out all at once. They could be the great equalizer, but you need enough units on the ground to actually kill what they have done. And right now, DRG is flailing. In terms of army, he's got a small squad of Hydra Ravager, which can maybe barely deal with the Cyclones at best. He's going to split the Hellions up for a little bit of a run by, see the Roaches turn around, just keeping DRG busy. Banshee comes in, sees the 5th base that is finally being attempted for DRG, and DRG already in big trouble there. 9 tanks, 12 Cyclones, 8 Hellions, a Banshee, and a Raven. Another Raven being built as well. Ravens, going to be a nice way of getting budget detection in case lurkers come out. Of course, they allow you to clear up the creep tumors without scanning. He still scans ahead just to see where the army is. Oh, if he could lock onto those Vipers, that would be huge. He gets lock-ons on 3 of them. but the abducts do kill a few of those cyclones. The tanks are going to try and spread out as best they can. Blinding clouds are going to be massive here. Cyclones not affected by blinding clouds, but they're very fragile. Anytime they hold their ground like that, you see how much they can get wrecked. A pretty cool fight for DRG. Similar to his game versus Gumiho yesterday, we see a DRG who's taking really cute fights and clever engagements, but he's just got so much less stuff. He's trading better than the mech Terran, but he's never protecting a big enough economy for it to matter. If you can't protect your economy in the early game, it doesn't matter how well you fight. You needed to rebuild your economy at some point. You didn't have the breathing room to do it. And we see it's like, hey, impressive fight after impressive fight. Not on 50 drones, not on 59 drones. You need to be doing this off 75 workers at least. 80 workers, 85, a bit more comfortable versus mech, and allows you to trade with them over time. Keep abducting these units. Look at this. He's trying to abduct tanks, but as I said, you need units to actually kill them when you abduct them. He only got 1 kill on those tanks of the 3 abducts. He abducts into the broodlings, the roaches, the hydras. Cute engagements. Great micro from DRG. But just not good enough defense early game, and Special is overwhelming him right now. Tank's going to pull back on the left flank. Cyclone Hellion coming on forward. They're pulling back to that siege tank in reserve. The Roach Hydra on the right, cop a big tank shot. A few mag field lock-ons clearing up the Overseers and those retreating Roaches and Hydras. And remember, if Special can close this game out, he's only 1 game from getting to the next stage. He's adding ghost upgrades right now. He's thinking about adding ghosts to deal with the Vipers. What a Chad gamer. That is the fanciest composition in the game is Ghost Mech. But it is technically the best, I would say. You can use those ghosts and the mech correctly. Oh, it's so good. The one big weakness of mech is well-used spellcasters from the Zerg. And ghosts with the EMP can just knock the energy off of those. Doesn't need it though, as DRG runs out of steam. Alright. He needs to win the next 3 games in a row. He showed he struggles against mech, and now he finds himself on Blackburn. This is a Zerg's nightmare. A player who is not that great versus mech, having to play on Blackburn. Oh god, DRG is in trouble. Representing... Was it Team Envy for DRG? I think it was. Anyway, Sidestorm Gaming Special. Do a quick little googly Google here. Having mental blanks all the time these days. DRG, yeah, DRG is Team Envy, of course. So, Sidestorm Gaming Special in the bottom right, guys. DRG in the bottom left. It's Blackburn, and what the heck goes on now? Do we see more mech? Do we see bio? Do we see cheese? Do we see wildness? I wonder if Special tries his Widowmine drop build. Because it was this map versus Scarlet. It was him eliminating Scarlet on this map with Widowmine drops. It was actually huge. Alright, sorry guys, just clearing my throat a little bit. This last game was so exciting. So now I'm just like, why aren't you talking, Pig? Sometimes I'm just reeling a little bit when the games are this exciting and action-packed, and it's kind of cool when you see that dichotomy of, hey, it's the Zerg who has the worst economy, but is taking the better fights all game, and you can kind of almost believe because they're taking such efficient fights, but then you just see how much economy the Terran has, and you know that one messed up engagement that goes the way it's kind of meant to go, where the mech is more efficient, and suddenly everything will turn around. This is a double gas opening. Now, this could still be that Widowmine drop build, guys, if he builds 2 Widowmines after these 2 Hellions. So keep your eyes. These Hellions finish. 2 Widowmines are going to queue up. Watch it. Watch it, guys. Yeah, he's doing it. He's doing it. Oh, he's going to do it. So we saw him do this against Scarlet just earlier today. He's going to go mass Widowmine drops to the armories and just keep dropping. And this map's pretty good because you've got quite a bit of dead space. So you can kind of like drop in the back. You can hide medevacs here, here. You can come all the way around the back into the main as well. It's a good little bit of area there. It's hard to stop all those different angles. Now, that being said, DRG goes for an incredibly quick Roach Warrant and no link speed. So he might just do like a 9 Roach pressure, and Special's build does very badly versus that. So if we see a few more Overlords start up right now, It's only one Overlord, and there's 2 more Queens. Nah, this is a macro build. So DRG wants to play no Ling Speed Roaches just for safety. It's like Roaches can defend Hellions. He's like, I'll just go Roaches off the back of 4 or 5 Queens, and we should be all good. Little does he know there's going to be a big problem in the form of those Widow Mines. Hellions are sitting at home. I think this is because Special thinks DRG is a bit more of an aggressive Zerg who might try to flood Lings in. And knowing he's only got 2 Hellions, he's like, yeah, I'll just keep that at home. We'll do the Widow Mine and drop in isolation. There is a second Queen here. DRG doesn't have anything else up here right now. There we go. Ooh, 3 Roaches in the Zerglings. No point dropping Widow Mines into that. Yeah, that was a waste. But it's only one of them. Ooh. Okay, he manages to drop them. Oh, okay, gets a drone and damages some units. Doesn't quite kill anything. Not the greatest round there. Of course, his medevac did go down as well. He's building a Liberator behind it. 3rd command center is on the way. Building a tank. It looks like he is a bit more paranoid. I think Special a little more worried about getting pushed here by these Roaches. And as a result, DRG, even though his economy is not great, he invested in a lot of Roaches. He should be okay. Look at that. Now, oh, this guy's going to fire. He's going to fire. Watch out. Kills it just before it fires. Oh, DRG, well done. Very good defense. And 2 drones go out. Only gets 1 of those. Doesn't quite line the shots up. These Hellions aren't doing anything. Oh, he's actually trying to do multi-prong, but the Liberator's a little bit late. It comes in now. Oh, DRG. He needs to win 3 games in a row. This is how you start it, baby. That was beautiful. He is shut down. Look at that. Oh my god. Special's build looked like shite this game. Those Hellions needed to be active, pairing up with the Widow Mines to increase the chance of it working, and those Hellions needed to do more than that. But, dude, all of this preemptive Roaches, Zerglings, this is a complete shutdown, dude. Liberator going to spot that high ground, of course. This warns DRG there will be another Liberator coming. You just be very cautious. You go around the top, you come in here, slide around the back, and then you just pick where you want to siege. Very carefully with it. You just be real cautious. Don't just queue it up. You want to throw it in with care at the right time in the right place. Now, double engineering bay is, of course, up. Little short on gas. Building 2 Liberators will do that to you. Costs you a ton. It's also going to build a lot of reactors in the near future as well. I would say 1-1 probably takes priority over the reactors, but I don't know. It's hard to say. He's going to swap around some of these buildings, start to get that all going. And extra reactor does go down with that starport. That 1-1 upgrade still not started, guys. If you like Special, if you want to cheer for Juanito to get that magic Dorito, you want to see those upgrades, and there they go. 30-second advantage on those upgrades for the Zerg. Liberator's just going to hang back here. I don't think there's any reason to go in. Yeah, just leave it here. Or dance around the back. That works too. But he's got to wait until there's other things happening on the map, and that's when he'll go for it. Now, Link Speed's coming in for DRG, which tells us that DRG very well may just swap back into Banelings after about 30 Roaches. He's on 17, 7 more on the way, so he's going up to 24 Roaches right now. Biotank is coming out, and I believe the Lings have seen the Marines. Do we see a Baneling nest? More drones? 5th hatchery? Melee upgrade after 1-1? It looks like... Oh, DRG is going to actually rally Speedlings with his Roach all in. So DRG is the kind of cat who will do this sometimes. He's like, well, you got tanks, and if I have Lings in front spread out, even if they're unupgraded, just maybe a Carapace, they'll tank really nice. Queen doing a good job. Creep Tumor providing vision across there. Bio looking pretty good. We got tanks, bio everywhere. I just think the numbers are really bad for Special. Special doesn't seem to notice. Oh, he does now. He should siege that lib up like just here. Yeah. And he should definitely try to repair it. So that way it'll take 3 biles. If he just repairs at least 31 hit points, it'll be good. Yeah. I'll repair that back to full just because why not? Biles do 60 damage. So you need at least 120 hit points. Oh, the Marines run forward on the right. He needed to pull the SCVs a bit earlier though. A little slow to do that. Got to pull those SCVs in, and it's just too much. DRG too far ahead after shutting down the early aggression. And I love the way he came in from 2 choke points at once, spread those Roaches out, spread those Ravages out, and biled down the key units. Nice start to the comeback for DRG. Dongreigu representing Team Envy in the top right side. His opponent in the bottom left, Psystorm Gaming's Especial. He's going to be going for a proxy 2 racks build order again. 2 SCVs headed out across the map. We'll see exactly what happens. 2 barracks going here. Ah, okay, this is his spot right next to this little spotlight. He's like, I'm afraid to do it in the dark. I like this. Oh my god, guys, is this the drill from Deep Rock Galactic? What's its name? Oh man, I have the worst memory. It's not Dolores, it's got some funny name. I can't remember. Anyway, there's a little drill there with a light on it. I do like that there's drilling and mining equipment all around this map. It's pretty sick. Some lava flowing down there. We do see a gas go down on 17. Yeah. So this was 15 racks, build 2 SCVs, then drop a gas as the second one of those 2 is building. And behind this, DRG is playing gasless. Oh my god, he's playing gasless? Pool first. This is really good against proxy racks because he'll be able to afford a lot of Zerglings. But if Special realizes what's up, it could work out quite well for him. There are times where the Zerg is in trouble. Now, don't get me wrong, 6 Zerglings this early, it should on paper be great for the Zerg, but we've seen plenty of times where exceptional Terran players do still beat the Zerg in this scenario. Even very early on, they sometimes kill the hatchery. So how quickly does Special react? Go to Special's vision, you can see he's going to see these Zerglings in a moment, and he's going to have to cancel that bunker and run. Okay, good moves by him. He's going to have to build an extra depot at home to get that wall off up. And the question is, does he start Reapers right now? Or does he's just going straight home? Oh, wow. He's going straight home to intercept these Zerglings that are going to try and run across the map. Okay, very cool, very cool. The Overlord will see him, though. So he's trying to stay clumped up, doesn't want to get these units caught out. And you know what? There's a Roach Warren on the way for DRG. DRG, actually, no, he cancels the Roach Warren, realizing that Special's not committing. That's a good choice by DRG. Very good choice by DRG. Factory for the wall off. The Zerglings will pull back. Now, if I were him, I'd immediately cut over here to check where the barracks are, and that's what he's doing. He's checking, did they actually lift off? His Overlord is there. This Overlord is a bit dangerous. He should really have that on one of these pieces of high ground so that it can't get sniped in case the Marines venture back over. But look at that. DRG sees it. Sees the barracks floating home, and he feels safe. Command Center on the high ground for Special. And he's just going to pull back and play macro from here. Now, I would imagine this favors DRG because he canceled the Roach Warren, went back to droning. He's got 3 queens, creep spread, and he could drone so damned hard. Now, he's going to make Ling speed. I think that's correct timing. I do think, though, he needs to prioritize getting a 3rd base up as maybe not his highest priority, but pretty darn high. So I don't think he should have 3 guys on gas right now. I think that's really bad. He should have pulled off the moment he started Ling speed. Just to maximize his mineral mining, and he's got to get that 3rd base up sooner rather than later, because as cool as it is to spend all your lava and saturate 2 bases, where are these next 4 drones going to go? He's already almost saturated on the natural. He's going lair and second. He's going to play 2 base muter. Okay, I'm down with it. All right, never mind, guys. I take it back. If he was just going to take a 3rd and play a macro game, that's fine. He's going to go 2 base muter. He's going to tech up real quick. And that's a very cool way to get on top of these annoying build orders that Special likes to do. Get some muter control and say, I'm DRG. I'm really good when I'm in control of the game. I do not like being on the back foot. This is hard. Zombie Grub! Thank you for the 52-month resub, yo. Thank you for dropping by. The Grubster, as they call her. She who is most grubby. Grubster. Anyways, is this a Marine Widowmine drop? Ooh, we're just talking about Marine Widowmine drop. Being a little bit more meta for a while before the full Widowmine drops from that last game is something that Special's been toying with. Now, that Hellion came in, right? And I think he didn't check the 3rd. Did not check for the 3rd. Spire goes down at 430. 4 gases up. No 3rd base yet. Okay, so this is kind of weird that DRG is only now taking a 3rd. That's a little bit of a late 3rd. It's not the end of the world, but I definitely prefer an earlier 3rd with a 2 base muter build. Gives you a bit more economic flexibility. As it is, DRG is going to be banking on those muters doing a fair bit in this game. Now, remember, he has a head start from the early game. We've seen a lot of series recently where Special gets some momentum early in a series, and then the opponent adjusts to his aggression, starts shutting it down, and it suddenly looks very close. And we've seen those end up going in his favor, where he barely clinches out the 4th or 5th game, and we've seen the ones where he just actually dies 3 games in a row towards the end of it. Special definitely has had an issue with people reversaling him. Even way back in the day in the WCS circuit, 2014, 2015, Special would always be in a group with a top Terran, Pult or someone like that. He always beat them in the first match, and then he would lose the rematch with them every single time. It was like clockwork. Now, obviously, he's a much better player than he was back then. I think he's left that legacy behind long ago. But this is a very hard position to find himself in. He's on 3 barracks now. 3rd barracks on the way, sorry. And he's going to be trying to do a bit of a double drop here, which can be very effective against mutas, right? If you can just get in there, no banelings or nothing. Not many queens out. There's only 4 queens on the map. If he can force a fight on the opponent's side of the map with his stim marines, that could be awesome. He's going to have 18 marines. How many does he have in there? 6 plus 5, 11 plus 4. It's 15 marines, 3 medevacs, stim, no shields or anything like that. He scans, he sees banelings morphing, and it looks like he's just going to hang in the middle of the map for now. Mutas are out. He hid them from the scan, I believe. No 3rd command center out just yet for special. Looks like he wants to do a 2-base marine tank push. He's going to build a turret in each mineral lane. 1 there, and 1 on the production, just to kind of create a little central zone. Guard that rally so the mutas can't fly over it and just kill the marines one by one as they pop out. This is a weird spot. Do you just go all in? Apparently, yes. 4th and 5th barracks go down. I'm like, do you go all in, really? Yeah, apparently you build a 4th and a 5th barracks and you just go for it. So it's 2 base or die trying. DRG is up to 65 workers. You could argue that's pretty greedy, especially with such limited creep spread. He's got so little map vision right now. And, ooh, okay. He stims to kill the rocks. That's a bit weird. Oh, Ling run by getting ready on the left side of the map. Special's going to send a marine squad to hunt that down. And there we go, nicely done. Gets a few of those Zerglings, chases DRG home. DRG starting 1-1, lots of mutas, lots of Zerglings. He should be building a macro hatchery. Because right now, actually, not even a macro, he should build a 4th hatchery in case he has to give up ground. DRG could really cement his position by getting an extra hatchery down. Of course, he's frantically trying to spend his money. He's making +2 air attack. I feel like just Massling Bane is all you need right now, and just enough numbers to hold on. All about how you take these fights, though. Yeah, very cautious is DRG. I'd like to see him cut off the reinforce, which he has not achieved at all. He's going to send a big squad of Lings around the right now. After that one got pushed back on the left, it feels like he's let Special shepherd him into a corner. Now, it's still very even on the army supply, which I think favors DRG since this is pretty deep on creep. And watch this. Oh, that's a killer move. That is. The Lings catch the rally, and he's going to maybe jump on the army at the same time. Special, when he gets his rally caught, he tends to tunnel vision on the front and just try to force the opponent into a bad fight. DRG frustrating that effort right now. And look. Oh, he pulls back. Does take a bit of tank-friendly fire, I believe, there. And, oh, the Marines. He's got to get out of there. Get out of there. Oh, he takes a massive baneling. That's game. There's just too much Zerg, man. Oh, he's got another tank back there. It looks like the Lings flanked the tank. Did take a bit of damage, but only 1 tank left now. I think he's lost too many Marines. 33 Marines have gone down in this game, and that I don't think has been good enough trading. Not against a guy on 69 workers. The last tank goes down. Banelings get a few more hits. He's got plenty of Banelings in reserve. Just keeps on making them. Still hasn't made any extra hatcheries. I still think this is a big mistake for DRG to not take a 4th or a macro hatch. But you know what? He's somehow spending his money. So hats off to him for in the midst of all this hitting his injects perfectly. I would not have been able to do that. DRG is a much greater player than you or I. Who knows? Maybe Cyril's watching. Maybe there's a few other pros who could actually do what he's doing here, but I definitely cannot. Special has to tap out, and we finding ourselves in the deciding match. Oh, he's got that hype going behind him now. He says, I want to play the last chance tournament. If I lose this, it is my last chance to qualify for the last chance DreamHack tournament. I know that sounds like a confusing sentence, but this man is not confused because he is laser focused on winning this game. It's Dongreigu. Reppin' Team Envy. Now, Psystorm Gaming special down here. He started off this series kicking butts. I think there's a lot of people who are like, well, why doesn't he just do it again? Or why does he just play a proper game? I don't know, man. I honestly feel like, well, all of his wins are also based off lots of aggression, lots of attacks. I do think he messed up kind of bad on Blackburn, but that last game, he did get build order counted a little bit. I think maybe he could have kept up the pressure a little bit on the other side of the map. You know, kept forcing Zerglings and stuff. So I do think maybe he was a bit too cautious going all the way home. I like the idea of maintaining some marine production and force that Zerg player who they've sacrificed some production. They're on pool first in that scenario. Force him to build more slow Zergs. Force him to finish his roach farm and commit to some roaches or something like that. So if DRG had committed to the roaches, I think Special just going home is a great call and he looks good. But because DRG was like, oh, you're just going home, cancels the roach run, goes back to droning, gets a nice lead in that last game, goes for the controlling style of the 2-base muta and kicks butts. So Reaper opening, he does do an SCV scout, no chances in the final game for Special. Yep, they have a hatchery. Can I go home now? Nope. Drilly boy, go and block the third base. Your orders are, if a drone comes down there, you're going to build an engineering bay there. Don't finish it, though. Just start building it to fuck up the ground. No! Oh, he's allowed to run home, apparently. Never mind. It's just hanging out for a moment. Forces DRG to take the top base and then goes home. Reaper will dive in. What's he gonna get? Good pullback on the weak Zerglings. DRG builds 6 slings though. I feel like that's damage in of itself. You've made him take the other third, which only Chad Zergs like myself like to take. DRG apparently not minding it either. Solar I've seen actually take that third a few times as well. I think this third's way better. Obviously, take those rocks down. Don't let tanks get behind it, but I don't think that's really a big problem anyway. Now down here on the other side, as we said, second gas. So he's going to go for a quick starport. Going to go for a bit more of an aggressive build order. No straight 3 command center bio here. Do we see Ling Speed? Yes, we do. So Ling Speed is on the way. No roaches this time. None of that. Let's open straight roaches. And the thing is, does Special play mech again? Because I think DRG has big weaknesses against mech. So I do think that's the better style against him. But it does kind of depend on exactly how much damage he takes in the opening. So we have people asking in the chat, anybody see Tyron Woodley get knocked out? I saw the clip. Did anyone pay for it? If so, sucker! It's so funny how simple we are as humans. It makes me worry that one day there's going to be like $1 million StarCraft tournament going on. I'm like, whoa, that's awesome. And I realize it's like a monkey fighting a giraffe in the game. They're both just randomly mashing buttons. And I'm like, oh, this is what the people will pay good money to see? And they're like, yeah, we don't want to see Cyril versus Mo. We want to see a giraffe and a monkey just face roll on a keyboard. And I'm like, oh. Not to call those two giraffes or monkeys, but you know, it's the mockery of combat sports. Some would say the WWE of boxing. Not my own favorite. No, I get it. You guys think boxing. You think wrestling's real. You think the character. It's not. No, we know it's not real. It's just the drama is very captivating, Pig. I've had Kalaris try to explain this to me, guys. I just stared at him the way you stare at a child who's really passionate about something as a good adult, and you basically, you just dismiss everything they say out of hand without even giving it a chance. Well, you know what isn't getting dismissed out of hand? This Hellion attack. He's going to try to commit, but that Zergling positioning is super sick. DRG, pull back. Great micro on the Lings. He just maintained the wall. He kept pulling the Lings back. If he committed a bit too deep, he would have ran forward, clumped up, and actually been in trouble. Obviously, I was joking. I didn't get to finish my stupid joke, guys. You guys can like whatever you like. It's fine. Raven's going to come in. Another auto turret. And he's actually gone double Raven, for those who don't know. This is a very cool build from Special. Is DRG used to playing against it? I doubt it. But that Raven's very heavily damaged. It's going to take a while till it can do anything. This Raven going in towards the main is going to be sick. It's only a double Raven build. Now, if you go triple Raven, I think it's way better against the build DRG's doing, because he doesn't even have a lair started. However, he didn't know this, right? Special only now finding this out. So, oh, he only gets 1 there. Almost got the second drone, but not quite. The Ling surround was a bit too much. So, normally you don't want to go 3 Ravens because it's just so costly if then like their Spire kicks in at 7 minutes and mutas are out and you just lose all 3 Ravens or they've got to go home. It's like, that's awkward. But in this case, I think it's really nice because, look at this. He repairs his Hellions up. The Ravens are still going to be able to harass a bit more. He can bring them back to join up with his army, drop lots of auto turrets, maybe even anti-armor missile. He's got a third command center on the way. And we get to see a proper Bio versus Ling Bane game. And not just Bio versus Ling Bane. Count the gases. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it looks like it's going to be a Hydra Lurker style. Maybe mass Hydra Ling Bane. Definitely seems more like it's down DRG's alley. And guys, he lost the Raven. He didn't... I think maybe he got one more drone there. It's a total of only 8 drones have gone down this game. That's pretty damn good. Good defense. I think Special should have waited on that. I think he should have absolutely waited because those auto turrets are worth so much more if you combine it with Hellions and Marines and so on. Because it's such a low APM way of applying damage and pressure. And if your opponent doesn't have the APM to micro against it, it can be awesome. He's running on forward towards the hatchery. Oh! Okay, big drop coming in towards the main base. Ooh, okay. The Hellions on the left, they're going for the dive. The Ling Bane's there. I don't think this is going to find anything. Guys. DRG's shutting him down. Left, right, and center. DRG is all over him, and oh my god. Oh shit. He's getting stopped in his tracks right now. Special cannot find an opening. And yeah, Hydra tech's on the way, guys. He's not even going to Lurkers. He's going to Hydras. Unfortunately, no Carapace starting. That being said, Armory's only just about to finish. So the upgrades have been behind for Special. Carapace being forgotten. If anything, it'll do something to equalize the upgrades. It will not put Special ahead in a big way. But it is the more important upgrade. The Carapace upgrade, very important to reduce the damage of the Marines, the Marauders, as they just get out of hand. Now, Lurkerden and Hive does go down now, so a little surprised. I really thought we'd see Hydras and play a Hydraling Bane style, but interesting to see what happens here. That Widow Mine is going to get a pretty juicy hit. He's got another Widow Mine there that did not fire yet. You got to be careful, DRG. Ooh, another 8 Zerglings. Not bad. Special starting to find the work. DRG's going to have to get a Ling Bane counterattack across the map. Keep in mind, DRG's a rather robust player, and Special, I've talked about how he can be a bit fragile on the defense. His offense is fantastic, but his ability to deal with run bys from Lings and Banes, sometimes it's not as good as you'd expect or hope it would be. So anyways, the Marines are going to go in on the left side. He does get a hatchery down, and as long as he's on the offense and he can just disengage whenever he likes, I do think Special's got a pretty good shot in this game. But that is a big if, right? DRG looking like he wants to get a bit more map dominance. He has not started the Hive just yet. So I do think that Lurkerden's way earlier than it should have been. The Hive is now starting up. 2-2 upgrades on the way. And guess what? No Carapace. No Carapace. It starts now. But that is solid minute and 10 seconds behind the +2 weapon starting of Special. Units lost tab right now, about 500 in the favor of Special. Look at that. Doesn't let the Widow Mine go off. The Hydra's here. That's going to make it a little harder for Special to engage. Great split on those units. And he's just going to roll on in with Mass Ling Hydra. A couple of Banelings, not even many. Special, a very quick SCV evacuate, which is very important. Click the Baneling. Did not click the Baneling there. A little bit of miss micro from Special, but no Banelings besides those two. Because of that, he can't keep pushing another. Raven is here. Love to see that Raven just not run ahead of the army and die to the Hydras, but this is what happens with Ravens, isn't it? Oh, anti-armor missile. Oh, that's a door. He wants to kill him. Special, seeing that there's no Banelings. Oh my god, he's going to kill all of those before they finish. And he's going to go for the 5th base. Oh, maybe even straight in. No, Banelings. Too many Banelings. Oh, he's dead. Special's dead. Pick up, run. Oh my god. Every single Marine backed up. He was trying to focus the Banes down, guys. He did not pick up. He tried to focus the Banes. And that second round of reserve Banelings that had been morphing that he did not know about. Oh my god, they just turned that around. It was real clutch push from Special, it looked like, but then he just chased too far, and equal units lost is very bad for Terran. And that's why he's behind. He's got a 4th up. Needs to turn that into a planetary quick fast. He's building tanks right now, but only off 1 factory. He's trying to make 2 more barracks so we can get to that next step. Planetary does start. DRG is still incredibly defensive in his orientation. Oh, nice moves from DRG, man. Feels like DRG's all over. I think at this point, Special might need to just queue some libs or some drops around the edges. Feels like he's got to do something to pull DRG back, because front on, he doesn't have any tools right now. What's he got? A tank? a second tank? Like, yeah, I think a drop like this is a very good idea, but he's not steered that all the way around the watchtower. I think... Okay, there we go. He changes angle to the left a little. Good move. Lurker count is now up. We've got Seismic Spines, so they are now 10 range lurkers. They do an insane amount of damage, especially to armored units. Adaptive Talons, that is the permanent stim pack. Takes 2-second burrow down to 0.7. That's right, guys. It becomes a third of the speed. What the hell? What the hell? It's so much faster. It's insane. And it makes their move speed way quicker. That permanent stim pack, so huge. Does get a good pickup there, so doesn't take too many losses. He's going to start to branch some Marine Marauder out the right side of the map as well. He's got a nice little Widowmine field here, which if DRG is distracted could be very effective. But if DRG's got nothing else to focus on, he can just march his lurkers forward, spread his lings, clear this field, one Widowmine at a time. Going to go in and try and chase those Widowmines down right now. Tank seeing what they can do. And this is still a big issue for Special right now. He's only got a couple libs coming out, one factory building a tank at a time. He's on this kind of hybrid composition, bio, tank, mine, lib. It is very complicated. It can pay off big. A great Widowmine hit there. Does catch the rotation of the army, but Special... Oh no, Special. He's on the left side, mate. Did not see that army rotating. The Widowmines and the turrets, though, make it a bit hard to engage. Ooh, he's going to go for a drop in the back. I do like that. The Lurkers are in range, though. Lurkers have 10 range. Special's going to lose that drop. The army comes forward. A bit of a wild move for DRG. This might be an overextension for him. Does take out 2 of those tanks. Those Liberators not really doing all that much. And this is a crazy push for DRG. I think Special has the numbers to actually clean that up. But Ling Bane runs in the right at the same time. And they are going after the SCVs. This base gets lifted. Those SCVs, refugee hunters! Oh, so many SCVs go flying. But he's just going for like a weird base trade maneuver. Special feeling that he couldn't fight that. I actually think he could have surrounded and fought that army, but his bio is so overstimmed. It's all like a few hits from death. And that's an easy cleanup for DRG. And as I said, Special looks great when he's attacking, but on the defense, he does not show the same level of... turgidity, stiffness, toughness. The ability to just keep fighting from behind and scramble from bad position to decent position to good position, right? Clem is a great example of a Terran who just does not go down without a huge fight, but you see that when Special's caught out of position a few times like that, things can get really hard for him, and he's stuck on this kind of hodgepodge composition. Right now, he's down at 45 workers. He's got a few orbitals up. He's going to try to rebuild, but this is a hard ask up against a Zerg that has a pretty damn solid economy. 79 workers. He could put a few more workers up there. Definitely could take this base in the bottom right. The Widowmine there is going to say no. That's a huge Lurker Hydra army. Not many Ling Banes backing it up, interestingly. That drone does get blasted by the Widowmine. DRG, of course, will clean that up eventually. And this looks like DRG is going to complete the reversal. What a bloody comeback, man. Special seems like such a hard guy to play against, but very nice comeback for DRG. That is 14 lurkers. He's going to pick up and drop across the map. He realizes that mass bio is just useless versus this lurker count. He's got to take the fight elsewhere. Liberator's going to come in on a base up here in the top. Will not beat that Queen. Queen beats the Lib. Those +2, +3 upgrades looking fantastic on that Queen. Widowmine goes down there, finally freeing up that 6th base for DRG to take. DRG is there, but here we go. Triple drop will get at least a few drones, force the army back. He's going to commit to the hatchery. Very nice commitment. Loses a medevac worth of units, and then doesn't actually click that away, but DRG assumed it was going to continue away, so he lets it get out of there. The drop on the right, of course, distracting. This is the sort of thing Special needs to do. Denies that base one more time. He finds another hatchery in the top left, and he's like, oh, cool, wait a second. Oh, this is awesome. And that's another hatchery kill there. Very nicely done, denying so many bases. Unfortunately, doesn't have much at home. The Widowmines do get 10 Zergling kills there. There's a tank in the back. 2 tanks even. He's got a single ghost. My god, it's a lot of Zerg. DRG not going for the prettiest attack of all time. But it ain't pretty if it kills. It doesn't have to be pretty. If it kills your opponent, it does not matter. DRG with too much material on the board, and that is bloody well played. GG.